but this goes a lot deeper because you're talking about things like trauma and stress and anxiety, about a lot of different things that aren't necessarily about pooping. Can you kind of go into that a
Yeah.
little bit deeper?
Yeah, I love to because this is I'm really passionate about sharing this because this I think this is underlying a lot of people's broader health conditions beyond just constipation. Um, uh, if you look at polyvagal theory, this idea of the autonomic nervous system, that we basically have three modes that we can be in. The one that most people are familiar with is fight or flight, right? We're stressed, we're either looking to run away or getting ready to fight, and so our body, our physiology changes to get us ready for that. There's the shutdown mode, which is sort of this sense of overwhelm where people just curl up in a corner and try again tomorrow. Also very common in our society, and so those are two ways that people respond to stress. And then the third mode is like when your system is balanced, you're relaxed but alert, ready for socializing, ready for digesting. You have to be in that relaxed state for all those digestive processes that we discussed to happen. So that's like polyvagal theory in a very brief nutshell. Now, all the factors that sort of that intersect with this are like, you know, those urges to go to the bathroom. Sometimes we dissociate from our body, so we need to get back in touch with feeling our body and how it's processing things, and actually feeling those urges. Just like you have thirst and you have hunger and that urge to poop, like if we dissociate from these three things, our system's going to be dysregulated. So getting back in touch with those. Another fundamental thing is just posture. Our skeletal structure and our fascia, all that connective tissue that holds everything together and holds our guts in place. If something's out of whack in our posture, whether it's a short-term thing because of an injury or if it's a long-term condition that we've had maybe our whole life, our musculature is gonna be overconditioned in some ways and weaker in other ways. Very common with the pelvic floor, and this can inhibit pooping. It can literally, like, fascia can literally squeeze off parts of your organs, including your intestines, and make bowel movements difficult for you. Um, there's hormonal functions that have to be operating, and we can't really address those directly, but through diet and exercise and lifestyle, that can kind of bring that into balance, and of course medication if that's required. And then there's this whole like social emotional backdrop that doesn't get discussed. It's the butt of many jokes, but it doesn't really get discussed in a heartfelt way, in an embodied way. And that's the fact that many of us were shamed as children for various bodily functions, or if we weren't potty trained in a very compassionate way, that we may have some like deeply even pre-verbal trauma around the function of pooping, so we actually resist it. It's like, oh, my body says I got to go but I don't want to go, and so they kind of wrestle with that until they feel relaxed or safe enough to do it, which for a lot of people is going to be like at home in their bathroom with everything just right, and it makes it really difficult in our busy life, working world, school, and all these things, to find that time to actually take care of our needs. Um, so that's a pretty good overview of some of the things that we address in the course. And we have a variety of ways of trying to remedy any of these issues.